I don't get art. This should be very apparent by the way I approach every musical autopsy, by taking every lyric completely literal and at face value for the sake of comedy. It's a critique on any art form that requires someone to interpret it in their own way, or accept that everything's a metaphor wrapped in a simile. Like when someone paints a bunch of shapes and a big smear across it or some shit, calls it the 6th Saturday in June or whatever the fuck, and says, it's open to the viewer's interpretation and how it makes them feel. It makes me feel like you're either a pretentious asshole who can't actually draw, or you're just lazy, making me do all your work for you, so that when I go, oh yes, I see it, it really captures man's struggle against its own impulses, and they can go, oh yeah, that's exactly what I meant it to mean. That'll be $10,000, thank you. So, several months ago, I discussed NFTs, which is still split between people who own NFTs and think they're the future and owning real things is stupid, and people without massive head injuries. But in that video, I made a joke about the next innovation in art and commerce. The newest craze will be paying millions of dollars to imagine that a piece of artwork exists. Once you've made the transaction, you simply close your eyes and imagine the unique piece that only you can possibly imagine. No two like it. In fact, no one like it. No copies can exist. Never mind one of one, this is even more rare. 0 of 0. Buy yours today with the all-new Hypothetic coin. Oh, Buckley, you silly goose. How do you come up with these absurd ideas? Selling imaginary artwork, oh, just how positively ludicrous would that be? Oh, and not just that someone would try and sell it, that someone would purchase it. What a wild, vivid imagination you must have, Buckley. I'm a cursed fucking prophet. About a month after that video came out, this happened. An Italian artist auctioned off an invisible sculpture for $18,300. It's made literally of nothing. Now, I had to check to make sure ArtNet wasn't like, you know, the Onion for the art world. Like how the Reductress is the Onion, but for women who would have loved Janine Garofalo in the 80s, and the Babylon Bee is the Onion, but for men who hate Janine Garofalo now. But no, it appears to be a very respected source on the world of art, and a legitimate auction site. It goes on to say that Salvatore Garou sold an immaterial sculpture titled Lo Sono, or I Am, for 15,000 euros, roughly $18,300 US, to someone else who bought into this bullshit. The only physical thing the buyer gets is a certificate of authenticity. I imagine it says, congratulations, you gave me $18,000 for nothing. This is to certify that you're an authentic moron. And it also contained instructions to exhibit the non-item in a 5 by 5 foot space free of obstruction. You wouldn't want anything blocking your view of nothing. Now, you may say, oh, okay, so like he did this one time, it's some sort of critique on the art world, or maybe some sort of Banksy type troll. He's done it, whatever. No, this is actually derivative of work he's done 2 more times. In February, he installed Buddha in Contemplation, another invisible sculpture in Milan. The installation was some fucking white tape on a sidewalk. Then in June, he brought his invisible sculpture Aphrodite Cries to New York City. God, I wonder how much the airline charged him to ship it. Oh, but in case you were like, wow, he just does the same dumb thing over and over. Oh, no. This time, it was a circle of tape. But yes, this guy just goes around putting tape on sidewalks and says, it's an art installation. I'm a genius. So he wants you to use your imagination for what it looks like, which is very lazy. At least tell me what it's supposed to look like or give me a drawing. But at least he didn't make us come up with a pretentious bullshit meaning for it. He says, the vacuum is nothing more than a space full of energy. And even if we empty it and there is nothing left, according to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that nothing has a weight. Therefore, it has energy that is condensed and transformed into particles. That is, into us. In other words, no, just because you see empty space doesn't really mean it's empty. It's full of energy. $18,000 worth of energy, in fact. I think I'm gonna find out who bought this and pull off the first ever art heist using a dustbuster. Suck that sculpture right up and take it home with me. But in the meantime, I gotta come up with another new seemingly absurd art trend that no one would ever do, I guess. How about this? You know all these TikTok videos where like one person just literally plays another person's TikTok video, then once that video's done playing, they make a face or react like, what? Or they just laugh? That could be the next art trend. You just take a photo of someone else's art, put it on a piece of canvas, and then put a little doodle of a face beside it with a speech bubble that says, I don't get it, and boom. Now you literally have art that's critiquing art. Someone come get me in like 3 weeks when this happens and some asshole sells it for $1 million.